Okay, welcome back to Full Self-Driving Videos. This is still version 8.2. I think that came out to us back in March. I think it was March 13th or something like that. Really no changes. That's why pretty much no one's been posting any videos, just because there's not a whole lot that's changed. So we'll turn it on here, leaving a residential neighborhood. I have a test point set in, kind of an interesting route to get there. I'll let this run the entire time, uninterrupted, and we'll see how it behaves. So right now, this is our first action point. There's a car to the right. Once this car to the right clears, we should be clear. So right about now, it's hesitating, so I'm going to tap the accelerator just because this van right here was coming. So by this point, I have so much experience with version 8.2 that there's essentially no surprises. I feel like I have tested and experienced every single capability and limitation of this specific version. So really, I mean, I'm just waiting for something new. Supposedly version 9 is coming out, hopefully in the next 3 weeks or so. But we all know how that goes. But yeah, there's really nothing new about 8.2. It doesn't surprise me. I can tell you pretty much exactly where it's going to fail along certain routes that I do every day. So yeah, we'll see how it does on this trip. I'll try to see if we can go with no interruptions and just see how it goes. I'll provide commentary as I see fit along the way. I might fast forward it, but if there's any kind of action point where it does something weird, I'll slow it down. You should be able to see the blue steering wheel there. Even if I'm fast forwarding, you should be able to see and make sure that stays on for an uninterrupted drive. So the visualizations are truly amazing as far as how it looks out and sees everything and depicts all the lane lines. It's just truly incredible. Like, as it branches out here, you can see it really mirrors what it sees outside, and it does a very good job. So this particular road, for some reason, the speed seems to kind of be variable, like it will not maintain a constant set speed, and it's really just on this one road that I notice it, so I'm not sure why. Right now it's fine. Maybe it's because we have lead traffic that's going slower than the speed limit. But even when there's no lead traffic, for some reason this particular road, it just kind of surges a little bit, and I don't understand why. Of course, myself and the other beta testers, we provide feedback directly to the autopilot team through email. Hopefully that information is actually received by someone. So my car just got done uploading about 12 gigabytes of data. I can monitor that on my home Wi-Fi, and basically as soon as it stopped uploading, here I am back out on another drive. So I let it do its data dump, and then if I have nothing else going on and I feel like going for a drive, I'll go for a drive at that point. I actually upgraded my internet, so now I have 20 megabit upload. Previously I had 10 megabit upload, and I upgraded that just for the car. So right now it's doing this weird surgy thing here, and there's someone behind us. Now we're accelerating. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the trees overhead. And this is one of those things that, who knows, maybe the so-called vision-only software will improve that. I couldn't say. Don't know. Okay, now we're slowing down again. It's just really strange. So I'm going to tap the accelerator to override. So I'm holding the accelerator right now to do about 45. Supposedly, basically every interaction you make makes some kind of a trigger that they can review. So maybe that will help provide some kind of input. I'm off the accelerator now, by the way. Okay, so this guy's slowing. Got a truck behind me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the accelerator. Well, maybe not in this scenario. No, we don't want to pass. Okay, I'm going to tap the accelerator just to kind of get it going right there. Otherwise, it might have been a little bit more hesitant. Okay, we have a trash can that's kind of on the road, and the system's very good. You should see this trash can over the red line, which it is. The localization is very good. I think from what I've seen of the beta software, the ground truth data that it's pulling out of the cameras appears to be very, very good. It seems like the biggest limitation is honestly how it interacts with traffic, just kind of that human element of other drivers. If you're driving with no other traffic, it does a really good job, to be honest. It's as soon as you put cars in the mix is where it really starts to struggle. And hopefully version 9, addresses a lot of that. Very good turn there. It's kind of amazing what I've gotten used to after having this for almost 6 months now. I mean, it takes that turn and it was great, and I'm so used to it by this point. There's a lot of naysayers out there about full self-driving beta. People thinking like, oh, it's going to increase my stress level and stuff like that. I really don't see it. It can increase your stress level in certain circumstances, but for me it's a good type of stress because I know that I'm witnessing the future, and I'm hoping to make it better every time I drive, every time I have a disengagement that gets sent back. It's making the whole system better. So there's definitely circumstances where it does become more stressful, but as a beta tester and someone who really truthfully loves being on the cutting edge of this technology, it's well worth it. Like, this is the most exciting thing in the whole world to me right now, and I truly just love being a part of it. But circumstances like this, where it's not super busy, there's not a whole lot of traffic, I'm pretty relaxed. I mean, I have hands obviously firmly on the wheel, my foot's hovering the brake, ready to take over, but it's relaxing. I enjoy it. However, I do know that this turn up here, it's going to fail. We'll watch this, and it's still another minute ahead up here, but pretty much guaranteed it's going to fail in some way at this turn. I've gone through it, a dozen times or more over the course of the past, few months, and I know it's going to fail. There's railroad tracks right before the turn. There's a complicated setup of like 9 different stoplights, pretty much all telling you the same thing. And then it's a sharp, kind of acute angle turn, and it's going to want to cut the corner too sharp. And if there's no cars there, it's probably okay. However, I'll still disengage just to flag it as, being a totally incorrect path. But I guarantee it's going to fail. A lot of oncoming traffic. It's going to be weird, but okay, it's going to take the left turn lane here, hopefully. You can see the traffic tends to kind of encroach into the turn lane. Okay, I don't particularly enjoy how this feels. Okay, I just disengaged there because it was kind of going towards the traffic. Okay, I turned it back on and it's off immediately because it turned into the traffic. No one's behind me. It's clear. And green light. Okay, this part is actually quite good. That was actually really good there at the end. I did a tap to confirm, but once I confirmed it, that was actually really good. But I told you it was going to fail, and it did fail. And guess what? It failed in a different situation than previous situations because there's just so much going on, so much variability. I've never seen it fail exactly like that before, but I wasn't surprised that it did fail in that location. But keep in mind, this is version 8.2. Version 9 supposedly has tons of improvements, hopefully including, my several dozen passes through that particular intersection. Hopefully a lot of that training data is incorporated into version 9. So I'm extremely excited for version 9 to come out, either just to the beta test team, like myself, or to hopefully a wider release. I'm hoping that we've done enough to provide training data that version 9 can go out to a wide release. I'm no special driver. There's nothing I'm doing as a beta tester that any other competent driver couldn't do. However, the risk is by letting this go out to wide release, you have a lot of drivers who aren't paying attention, aren't quite so good, can't supervise very well. So I kind of feel bad because I'm in this very privileged position to be testing this super awesome software when I know there are tens of thousands of people equally capable as me who want it desperately. They've paid their money, and they really want this, and I feel bad because I know there's a lot of people who just really, really want to be a part of this also. Yeah, but hopefully that's coming soon. So, it sees these guys here on the screen, no problem. Sometimes it sees these things as people. Let's see if it does. No, it didn't. Okay. I've seen it before where it identifies gate guardians like that or whatever as people, but not in that case. And to be honest, I couldn't tell you if it's done that in the past, and maybe the training data was respun and improved, and it no longer identifies it. I don't know. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. There's also a lot of speculation that a lot of the production software builds that have been going out have been behind the scenes shadow mode neural networks. I can't confirm that at all, but there's a lot of rumors that maybe that's what's going on. There's a lot of the recent software updates is that they're not actually necessarily doing the so-called cold weather improvements like the release notes say, but maybe actually there's a whole lot of neural network changes going on behind the scenes. And then validating that. I mean, there's so many cars out there now that they can get 10 to 20 million miles of data per day if they, run it out there in shadow mode and they're looking for some specific triggers or they're trying to validate something. Potentially they could be getting tens of millions of miles per day of validating training data, which is extremely exciting. So every time we see these releases come out, very, very well is it possible that that's going on. This road sometimes has troubles because there's no center line, which really shouldn't be a factor, because the car can justify itself to the right. But I have noticed that one of the behaviors is that on roads that aren't marked, sometimes it has a hard time understanding if it's a road where it should be off to the right versus more of a country road where it's more appropriate to kind of be in the middle of the road. Okay, so I just disengaged there because it was kind of going towards the middle, even with the oncoming traffic. So that was, I think, 3 disengagements in a row. And as we know, that's providing a disengagement signal that's going to be used to help improve the system. So I don't feel too bad about having disengagements. Although I do kind of wonder, with version 8.2 kind of being obsolete, I do wonder if this is actually valuable information or not. I don't know. I just know the car continues to upload massive amounts of data. So I assume that's going somewhere, and hopefully it's useful to someone. But yeah, 8.2 is kind of obsolete, old school news. So yeah, I'm just out here having fun and enjoying it. So we see this kid depicted here. He's talking to himself like a kid would be doing. Okay, cool. So we're going to be stopped here behind a car. Not sure if I've ever done this before where I'm stopped behind someone. Also, interestingly, previously this would have stopped like 50 feet back further from where I am right now at this gas station, which is very strange. So something's changed because now we're proceeding up further. Also, if we look at this, basically what this is a 4-way intersection where one street curves and one street kind of goes sort of straight through. The cars had trouble in the past because we should be yielding to this white truck up here because we're making a left turn. So we should be yielding to him, and now we should be yielding to this gray car up here. Okay, now we should go. Okay, that actually worked. Cool. Okay, that might be the best I've seen as far as how it reacts to traffic at that particular intersection. So I'm actually really happy about how that worked. It wasn't so close to curbing the wheel. It wasn't perfect because we didn't have the left turn signal on. I'm not sure if you noticed that. We should have had a left turn signal on. It didn't. But I'll be honest, that was the best I've seen it do at that intersection with traffic. It yielded to the proper car. That was great. So I'm happy about that. Let's try to go through that same intersection again, and let's force it to go. Let's see if I can do it down here. Let's see how it routes us. That might not take the way I want. Nope, it does. Okay. So it's clear behind us. It says 35 max, which there's no way we want to go 35. Okay, here we go. Okay, I like this. Feels pretty good. Let's get another left turn here on this one way. It's actually not doing too bad. Feels pretty good. Now here we need to be on the left side of the road because it kind of turns very rough up here. Okay, well there's where we should be. That wasn't bad, didn't go through the super rough stuff. So this is super weird. We have a stop sign here. What we really need to do is proceed. Nope, not like that. So I'm going to snapshot that one. Okay, so everyone, there we go, okay. Autopilot's on, these guys are turning, we still have a green. I'm kind of in a weird place here. Okay, now we're going. Okay, I hit the accelerator just to kind of get it moving there. So not perfect. We had a lot of trouble going from that stop sign to the stoplight. The path was wrong. It acted like it wanted to go through red. That intersection has always been a real struggle. I might go through it a few more times just for the video and also to collect more data. So right now I'm manually driving just so I can, I guess I'll have it reroute as I drive. To be totally honest, since I've had full self-drive beta, I very rarely steer myself. Very, very rarely do I steer myself. I'm almost always exclusively using full self-driving. Even in a circumstance like this, I would be using full self-drive beta, which I am. So I would say as far as my miles go, I am 99% full self-drive beta. There might be 1% of the time where I'm hand driving, and that's only to get myself in a situation where I can re-engage full self-drive beta. So here's a nice Model X. That's new. I've never seen that there before. Looks like it has visitor plates, maybe. Okay, so it's kind of blind to the right. Okay, actually there's stop signs there. There didn't used to be these stop signs, so it's blind to the right, but it was protected by a stop sign. So we're coming to this intersection from a different direction this time. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you might recognize this view because I had a video where I went through this intersection like 5 times in a row, and it seemingly improved each time. Okay, cool, it gave a little bit more room there. Okay, so here's another weird situation. So what this guy's doing is the correct thing to do. Stop at the stop sign. If it's clear, left and right, proceed up. That's the correct thing to do. And that's just human intuition saying that's the correct thing to do. So it goes on green. We take a nice path. It's clear to make the turn. And this is, okay, that was very, very good. Loved it. That was perfect. Cool. That was absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this lap one more time, except maybe we won't have a lead car. And we'll see what it does. I have a feeling it might fail with no lead car because I think it's going to go to the stop sign and then screw it up somehow. So, okay, disengage, and I'll take a left. We'll let it reroute, and once it reroutes, okay, it rerouted. Okay, we'll try this one more time. So I'm trying to do this completely uncut. I know a lot of people think my commentary is annoying, which is fine. I'm just kind of talking whatever, how it's going right now. Yep, so very natural, good job kind of cruising around these cars here. It does say always stop. Pretty sure that the cross traffic didn't used to stop here like a few months ago. Okay, good left turn. A little bit wide towards that curve, not too scary, but wider than it should have been. Yeah, at this point I'm just so used to full self-driving beta. Like, this is absolutely amazing. Like, this is amazing technology that this car is driving itself, even with the failures. You know, we're just so close. The technology is just so close to being here. Okay, so stop sign, it's clear for me if I were to want to proceed, which I think is the most correct thing to do, although I don't necessarily think it's wrong to stay here either. I don't think it's the right answer. It's a super weird intersection. So there's a van off to my left. Probably can't see him on camera, right over here. He's stopped. There's this guy up here. So it looks like we're just gonna wait until green. And this van, he's going straight through. Okay, interesting. Okay, I do have someone behind me. I do have magnets on that say experimental self-driving car. So hopefully he saw that and gives me a little bit of leeway there. I think that's enough for now. I'll just let it go to its natural conclusion. I think it's going to be a right turn. Actually, I'll just disengage. Here comes a police officer, which is always a little bit suspicious. Well, I couldn't tell if it was police or not. Human pilot's having trouble with the turn signal. Okay, I'll turn off here, and then we'll find something else to do. Okay, that white truck is no longer following me. Here's an interesting curb that I've had trouble on before. So I'm going to have it come down here. Okay, cool. So it's doing what I want. So it's going to be a left turn here. So if you notice, it's going the navigation has it going the wrong side of the median. So we'll see how this works. Okay, actually, you know what? It's a one-way street, so we really do need to be over there. Okay, cool. I think last time we tried to go on the wrong side. Yep, we tried to do something like this. So that's just not the right way to go about it. You know what? Oh, that's a one-way. I can't go that way. Anyway, so that was messy. I wonder if I can try that again. That got kind of pulled out in front of me. Okay. Okay, man in a van. I'm just going to force it to go through there again and see if I can get it to be in the correct lane. Okay, so another thing that I noticed myself doing is that as a human driver, like me right now I'm driving, I try to really internalize the decisions I'm making, what I'm looking at, my reaction times, basically everything that I'm critical about of full self-driving, I try to apply that same criticism to myself. Just because sometimes it's so easy to be critical of the software until you realize that, you know, human drivers aren't that great either. You know, I mean, I wouldn't have turned my wheel with oncoming traffic. Okay, so we're on full self-drive again. We need to be in this left lane. Okay, we're trying. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect, left turn, and snapshot. Okay. So not great. And we're going a little bit fast, so I'll spin that back. Kind of a wide street here. It's trying to figure out where to be. Okay, it looks like these guys are stopping. The car does seem to be very good about finding stop signs. So in these downtown areas, sometimes the stop signs can be kind of hidden, but the car does a very good job of finding them. So I feel like it's a good safety net. These people are here. I'm going to hit the brake, both for them, because I don't want to come upon them, and also to provide training data for the car that this is the appropriate action, is to give them distance and let them cross. So, okay, now we have a flashing red. Looks like it's safe to proceed to me. I'll confirm with the stalk. And then it's going to be a left turn on this next street. Okay, it looks like we do get a stoplight. And we're really close to that curb, this little chunk of curb right there. Which, I mean, I think it's depicted properly. I'll just be careful. If this were a one-way street and we were turned into this closest lane, I mean, I don't think it could do it. But it's not. It's a two-way street, so we should have a little bit of room. Okay, green light. I need to get in. Okay, we're clear of the curb. I need to get behind this guy. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. Not too bad. Pretty good, I would say. Okay, version 8.2 doesn't really do roundabouts great. It depicts it up there. And this is the cool thing about the neural networks. Like, it can tell, hey, this is a roundabout situation, and is drawing this circle. Obviously, it can't see the backside of it. But it still depicts it. Okay, I tapped the accelerator just to help it through there. Did have someone behind me at the intersection there. I'm happy I got these, what do you call them? Experimental self-driving car magnets made up. Because when the car does weird things, I really just think that having those magnets probably helps, you know, people kind of understand a little bit of what's going on, and gives them a little bit more patience. Okay, I spun the speed back to 15. That's about how fast I think I would be going if I were driving by hand in here. Okay, and we're at our destination, so I'll cancel that. And then turn off full self-drive beta. Let's just do the old, are you feeling lucky? So I have no destination input right now. We'll just see where it goes. It's kind of an interesting exercise, just to see where it will take you. It doesn't necessarily just go straight. Sometimes it'll make turns. It's still having me confirm when it's safe to go. It doesn't like these flashing reds so much. I think once this goes to production, at least in the beginning, they're going to be looking for confirmations, most likely, for a lot of circumstances, you know, four-way stops, blinking reds. Okay, here's a person bringing their door open. Okay, I'm going to take over, go around, and then snapshot. Cool. I don't think it was going to hit him or anything, but I like to intervene early and give them plenty of room, just so that, you know, the system becomes as safe as possible, not only for occupants of the vehicle, but also for you know, pedestrians and bystanders. So I intervene early and often when it comes to pedestrians, and I give the maximum amount of room that I can. Okay, so yeah, we're just driving right now with no destination. I don't know, it might just keep going straight on this road, who knows, or it might decide to turn. Either way, there's going to be a lot of interesting things. I know this road has some really poor markings up ahead. It has some turns with no markings, road crossings, stuff like that. So even though there's no destination, it's still going to be interesting to see. Okay, so the markings are pretty vague right here. And that's supposedly the thing with these neural networks, is that supposedly they can pick up on the patterns, right? Like, it's drawing a good center line there, even though there isn't one. As a human, you know, like, I'm just going to go straight down here and give myself equal room between the middle and these parked cars. So in theory, they can get these cars to do the same thing. Okay, I have someone behind me who's not too happy about the speed limit, even though we're approaching a red light. Okay, where are we going? We're going straight. Maybe. Piling up behind me, so I'll flick the speed up to 30. I'm sorry, but I just don't like speeding. Okay, here's a flashing yellow. I'll be prepared to override with the accelerator. It says stopping for traffic control. Now it doesn't say it. So I'm prepared to tap the accelerator. And no need to, because it didn't slow down. Okay, so here's where the road gets a little bit funny. And I'm just going to disengage and help it out here a little bit. It does make me a little nervous when there's people behind me because I want to engage right now, but I don't want to do something really silly. Actually, I will, just because it's a good situation here, where it goes to 2 lanes, like it kind of turns to 2 lanes. Oh, we have cones up here. Now what? Now what? Okay. That was graceful. That was graceful. That was good. Okay, I like that. I'm going to turn the turn signal on here and get out of these guys' way. Okay, really good with those like construction work back there. It seems like it saw it at, you know, a fairly reasonable distance, and then kind of made a very smooth turn to get in the appropriate lane. So I like that. So we're pretty much just going straight. Not a lot to say about this right now. I mean, regular autopilot would probably do a pretty decent job of this as well. Just kind of maintaining a lane. And to be totally honest, I was using regular autopilot a few days ago, which I haven't done hardly at all since I got the beta. And I was shocked at how good the production autopilot is. It's just way smoother than this is. Let's see here. I'm going to force it to go a different direction. Okay, it doesn't know where it wants to go, so cool. Anyway, that's about it for now. I don't even know if I'll post this, but I might. So, see ya.